Notice the differences between the king and the servant. Really striking what they say. The initial plan of the king is to sell the servant and his family, presumably into debt slavery, where he could actually work towards paying the debt. It's impossible. It's going to take 500 years to pay this off. But even the king is being like somewhat merciful and like, well, I guess you're going to have to get busy paying it off. At least he's giving him something to do. The servant, on the other hand, orders the fellow servant thrown into prison until he could pay. Think about that for a second. How is he going to pay for it in prison? Probably never. Probably never. That's bitterness. Bitterness is putting a fellow image bearer into a prison, if only in your heart, putting them in a prison in which you say they can pay it off. But nothing would ever really be enough because your pain and your wrath are too great. Yeah, I forgive. Yeah, I forgive them. But the snarl in your voice says otherwise. The hardness in your heart says otherwise. You say, yeah, I forgive them. I forgive them. I'll never forget what they did. Okay, you've not forgiven. You've put them in a prison and you've said, yeah, I'll let them work it off. You put them in one of those hamster wheels and said, yeah, run for a while. That's bitterness. It would never really be enough. You say they can be free, but you've not really set them free. You say that, but they can't really, because your pain and your wrath are too great. And all of this underlines a crucial aspect of the gospel of Jesus Christ. If you think about it, we can never pay for any of our sin. We can never pay for any of it. Even what we consider small sin, a small lie, a little bit of lust, a little bit of lost temper. It's ultimately against the infinite goodness and majesty of a holy God. And it's against our fellow servants who bear the image of that holy God. How do you measure sin against the infinite holiness and majesty of God? How much do you owe him? He's infinitely perfect, infinitely majestic, and you've gone and lied to him. You've lied in front of him. You've defied him. You've disobeyed him. How are you going to pay that back? You never can. Can you calculate the damage and harm you've committed? How do you put a number on that? That impulse of the fellow servant actually hints at the truth. You can never pay it back. Your mom can never pay it back. Your dad can never pay it back. Your daughter can never pay it back. Your sister, your brother, your son, they can never pay it back. The debt of sin is enormous. You can't actually pay the debt of sin back. And so if you insist on that and you say, well, then fine, I guess that's just the way it is. Jesus comes and he says, and so will my heavenly Father do to you if you do not forgive your brother from your heart. If that's where you land, you say, I guess you're right. You can't pay it back. Never can pay it back. Jesus says, then that's what you're asking for.